Little boy sings Hotel California like a legend, golden buzzer smashed. The theater lights dimmed, and a hush fell over the crowd. Backstage, 11-year-old Liam clutched a weathered guitar almost too big for his small frame. His sneakers were scuffed, his jeans slightly torn, and his hands trembled, not from stage fright alone, but from the weight of the life he carried. Just a year ago, Liam had been singing on busy street corners, his voice competing with the roar of traffic for the few coins strangers would drop into his open guitar case. His mother worked double shifts at a diner, and Liam sang not for fame, but to help keep their tiny apartment and the lights on. When his music teacher heard him singing after class one day, she knew this boy had a gift, something raw and soul-stirring, and she entered him, without telling, into the biggest talent competition in the country. Now, here he was, standing in the spotlight, heart racing, as the host announced, "Next up, we have Liam Carter." The crowd cheered politely, not yet knowing they were about to witness something unforgettable. The judges looked at him with warm curiosity. "What will you be singing today?" one asked. Liam's voice was soft but steady. "Hotel California, by the Eagles." The choice drew raised eyebrows. This was not a typical kid song. But as soon as he strummed the first chord, something shifted in the room. His voice, deep, husky, and rich with emotion far beyond his years, poured out like sunlight through dusty blinds. The lyrics didn't just come from his mouth, they came from somewhere deeper, someplace that knew hardship, hope, and heartbreak. The crowd leaned in, mesmerized. Even the stage crew paused their work. Liam sang each word as though it was his own story, his own road traveled, his own battles fought. Halfway through, the lights caught the shimmer of tears in his eyes, and his voice cracked, not from lack of control, but from truth. The melody swelled, the guitar strings hummed, and the theater seemed to disappear. People in the audience began wiping their eyes, moved not only by the beauty of the performance, but by the purity of the moment. This wasn't just a boy singing a song. This was a soul telling the world, "I've been through storms, but I'm still standing." As Liam reached the final chorus, one of the judges, a world-famous rock singer known for being tough to impress, found herself gripping the edge of her desk. She'd heard countless voices over her career, but never one that felt like this. It was like hearing truth sung out loud. Without hesitation, she slammed her palm on the golden buzzer. The sound echoed through the theater, and glittering gold confetti rained down. The audience erupted, people leaping to their feet, clapping, cheering, and crying all at once. Liam froze for a moment, his mouth parting in disbelief. His little hands shook around the guitar neck, his chest rising and falling fast. This couldn't be real. He'd watched this moment happen to others on TV, never imagining it could be him. Then, the judge stood and walked to the stage. She knelt down so they were eye level, and as the applause roared around them, she leaned in and whispered, "Your voice is a gift, Liam. But your heart, that's what makes you unforgettable. Never stop sharing it with the world." Liam's eyes brimmed over, not just from the compliment, but because those words touched a wound he carried deep inside. He thought of his mom working late, the unpaid bills stacked on the kitchen table, and all the nights he'd fallen asleep wondering if he'd ever be enough to make a difference. Now, in front of millions, someone had told him he already was. Backstage, after the performance, Liam's mother rushed to him, tears streaking her face. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered, hugging him so tightly it was as if she could shield him from the world. She told him that win or lose, he had already given people something money couldn't buy, hope. Even the crew members, seasoned and used to countless acts, stopped to congratulate him, saying his performance was one of the most powerful moments they'd ever seen. As the cameras captured his beaming smile under the cascade of gold confetti, something in Liam shifted forever. He realized that music wasn't just a dream or a way to survive, it was his calling. His voice had the power to reach people's hearts, to make strangers feel less alone, to turn pain into beauty. In the days and weeks that followed, Liam's story spread across the country. Videos of his performance racked up millions of views, not because of fancy staging or special effects, but because of the honesty in his voice and the kindness in his spirit. Messages poured in from people saying his song helped them through grief, inspired them to chase their own dreams, or simply made them smile for the first time in weeks. For Liam, the greatest reward wasn't the fame or the spotlight. It was the moment a little girl in a wheelchair came to meet him after a show and said, "When you sing, I feel like I can do anything." He knelt down, just as the judge had done for him, and said, "That's because you already can." And so, the boy who once sang for coins on street corners became a symbol of hope, not just because of his talent, but because of his heart. He learned that sometimes, life's greatest stages aren't where you find your voice, they're where your voice finds you. In the end, Liam's journey wasn't about a golden buzzer or a trophy. It was about the truth that no matter where you start, no matter how small your beginnings, your light can shine bright enough to touch the world. And when you give that light away, it comes back to you, multiplied, like a song that never ends.